Hi, guys. Welcome to some more Real Talk Dog Talk. I'm Tori.
And I'm Barb.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And if you are a regular listener and or emailer, keep those emails coming in. We love to hear from you, and we even like getting some of those suggestions you've got.
Yes.
So I gotta, I'm going to jump in quick here before we get going on our actual topic.
Okay.
I know everyone's probably sick of me and my reels.
Hey, we just figured those out, okay?
So, I watch reels to, I don't know why.
You get sucked down that rabbit hole. Okay?
It must be. But I saw one that was almost disturbing the other day.
Oh.
And I don't know where this happened. I mean, I couldn't tell by the name or anything. So I don't know where this could even happen. But it showed a young lady walking her dog, looked like a lab, pit bull, some kind of mix like that. So it was just a medium to a little bit bigger dog, not huge.
Yeah.
And she had it on a harness and a leash.
Yeah.
So she was in full control of her dog.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, a bigger dog came running up and was trying to attack her dog.
Oh my gosh.
So she grabbed it and she was hanging on to actually, I don't think it had a harness on. I think it had a collar on because I was thinking, how's she holding on to that?
Yeah.
But she grabbed the collar and lifted him and tried to keep him up in the air.
Oh man.
And she was turning this way and that way and holding the dog. And, it had to been 50 to 60 pounds. 50 pounds.
Man.
And she's holding it up in the air. And after a few seconds, another dog comes.
Oh my gosh.
And another dog comes. And pretty soon there's 5 or 6 dogs all around her trying to get her dog. And she was holding it as high as she could. And then after a while, she held it to her body. And then she was kicking it, She wasn't being mean at all. She was merely defending her. And she was sitting there, kicking him away and trying to hold her dog up in the air.
Oh my gosh.
And after probably a minute of that going on, which would seem like an eternity if you're holding a 50-pound dog in the air.
Yeah, for sure.
And some guy came out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
And ran the other dogs off. And, he shooed this one away. He did have to do it a couple times to get him gone, but they didn't show anything more than that. But I thought, where in the world could that have been that they just have random dogs attacking another one that's on a walk?
And that is so scary. Were they strays? Do people just let their dogs be, outside? I don't know.
Well, I think they were strays because they seem to be working in kind of like a pack.
Ooh, yeah.
They were definitely after this dog. I don't know why. If they're just mad and gonna attack it, or if they were gonna eat it. I don't know what the deal was.
Oh man!
But I was, it's not often I get on the edge of my seat over a reel.
Yeah, yeah. Real exciting stuff.
But I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then this guy came out and I found myself emotionally relieved.
I would have started panicking for her.
I was. I was like, I can't help. I'm just sitting here watching. And then they cut the film off or quit, recording.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what happened?
Is everybody okay?
Yeah. Did he walk her the rest of the way? Did the dogs come back? Did she get into her house, which was nearby? I don't even know.
Oh, man.
But it was freaking me out the way the dogs kept coming. And maybe there were more, but I would say there was 6 dogs after that one dog. What if she would have gotten hurt or knocked down while she was trying to hold that dog up in the air?
Well, I was just going to say, that's a bad situation and there's a lot of luck there because that guy helping and what if something would have, I'm surprised those dogs didn't get her anyhow.
Yeah.
In the middle of things, dogs from not that I've seen a ton of dog fights in person, but it seems like they're just whatever's there, they're going to go after. So
well, I could tell their focus was her dog.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was right there with it. So it was fortunate she didn't get hurt, or the dog the other dog, her dog did not get hurt. She had it up high enough. I mean, if they nipped a toe or something, I don't know, but there was no obvious sign of injury. So it kind of freaked me out when I was watching it. I usually don't get that emotionally
invested in a video.
Yeah. Invested is an excellent word. I couldn't think of what I was.
Very invested.
I was so relieved when the guy came and helped.
Man, a couple things come to mind when I hear that story. One, was she real tall?
No.
Wow.
She looked about average.
Okay.
The guy who came out was quite tall.
Was he tall?
Mm-hmm, so I feel like she was not.
Yeah. Oh, man. I just think, I'm a short person, so which, not average height. Mm-hmm, but.
No. You're below average?
I know.
What?
Just in height, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was, I would say, no more than average. She wasn't anything.
That's that hero strength you see, though, because, I think when emergencies happen and a loved one, even a dog, I think you kind of come up with ways to...
Adrenaline.
Yeah. Well,
and she did, I was thinking it was a harness, but it was, in fact, I think it was a blue collar, now that I really think about it.
Yeah.
And, good grief, that collar could have snapped if it would have had a plastic buckle.
Oh, man.
That's got me rethinking what we use for,
Yeah. Well, hang on.
Probably using a harness that has a handle would be an excellent idea. If that's, where I live, we don't have those situations happening. I'm quite rural.
Yes.
And you're in a small town. Gosh, that was just so freaky.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it.
I'd be like talking to my phone, watching that, like even just making noises. Cause
you know what I think it was? I think it was a security camera that got it, because it was kind of at an upward angle, or downward, I should say. Like the camera was up higher. So man. I think it might have been a security camera that caught it.
Well, there's some crazy things caught on Actually, there was a raccoon scratching its butt on a home like a security.
Well, I have security cameras at my place.
Yeah.
And I used to have geese. And I don't know if you know this, but geese are excellent mousers.
I did not know that, actually.
So I had 2, and then they had a baby. So we had 3.
Yeah.
And I had them out there, just free range,
so
they could contain the mouse situation. And on my security camera, I caught a fox coming. They used to sleep right up next to the dog gate. I think they felt safe with the dogs there.
Yeah.
So they would sleep not in with the dogs, but right where you walk into the dog's area.
Yeah.
And I caught a fox coming in and trying to get them. And man, those geese just... I think they beat them with their wings.
Well, I will say one thing I learned when you had those geese is they're not as friendly as ducks. Okay?
Not really. No, they're geese. I don't know. Geese are... I didn't like them either, but I had them for, to keep mice under control.
We had to watch my kid in the yard because of those dang geese.
Well, he was a lot smaller.
He was like eye height at the time.
And it eat his nose.
Yeah.
Okay, so got that off my chest. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't know. Right. I can't guarantee I won't do it again.
Right. Well,
I'm like I want to call me something, but I don't want it taken wrong. But I'm like a real junkie.
I was going to say that same thing.
But
you are.
I was afraid to use the junkie term.
We mean it with no offense.
Right.
With that one.
Right.
With other times, sure, take the offense, but not this time.
No, not this time.
So.
When I offend, I really offend.
Yeah, that was not it, though, no. So.
Yeah, so I am, I just can't quit.
I know, I get it. Well, there's times where you send me videos and then I can't stop.
Well, I send them all the time to you and Cody.
Yeah.
And neither one of you respond to me either. And actually, I saw a reel of an old lady sitting on the couch, And the thing said, I send reels to my kids all the time and they never respond. And I thought, I know.
Well, a part of that's because I'm gone down the rabbit hole and I have gotten stuck in this world of madness, dogs and animals, or cuteness.
There's some cuteness
or hilarity.
I do love the scare videos. Okay, now gosh. I'm going way overboard. Now, sorry.
Okay, yeah, you're distracting me. We got to talk about food today, okay?
Food.
I know. We're talking about feeding today, guys.
Okay, that I can get in on.
Are free feeders, scheduled feeders? How do you feed your dogs?
Anytime you're making a decision for your pet, it's good to look at different options.
Yes.
And pick the one that actually suits your situation.
Exactly. We're not free feeders, so I did do some looking on that, pros and cons type thing, and there are actually a few things I wouldn't have thought of as far as like what are the benefits of it? Because in my mind, I think that's just asking for trouble.
I had quite a few thoughts. Well, I am, as you said, I am a scheduled feeder myself.
Yep.
And so this was kind of I don't really need to because I'm doing the side of having scheduled feeders.
Yes.
And I really didn't have to do much research on that because it's what I think you should do.
Right.
So it was pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
But I, excuse me, have not really thought of the benefits to free feed.
Yeah. And, and again, like I said, I was like, there can't be. But there are things
Were you wrong?
I was so wrong.
So there are benefits to
there are.
Okay.
And, one of the main ones that they state is convenience. Mm-hmm. If you are just super busy or, you may be gone for long periods at a time, hopefully if you're gone for long periods of time, you have a setup for your dog where they're not just shut in a kennel. It can help with convenience. Leaving it out, that they're getting enough food because they're able to access that when they are hungry, all of that. So, that also goes in with flexibility. Some dogs even prefer to they use the term graze. Mm-hmm. You have one that does kind of like to graze a little bit more,
right.
too.
I was actually thinking about Bolo. Mm-hmm. She is... I actually think she has ADHD.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
The girl cannot focus.
She can't.
So she is one that probably would do well with a free feed because she just kind of drifts off.
Yeah.
She'll eat a little bit and then she'll go look at this and then she'll eat a little bit and then she'll see the TV and then she'll eat a little bit and she'll lounge on the couch. Oh, yeah. I'm hungry. So then she goes and eats a little bit more. Yeah. Takes her quite a long time to eat. But she is one that would do well in a free feed situation and probably would maintain her healthy shape.
Yeah. And I don't have any that are like that. Well, I guess one of them's kind of like that. He's kind of a little bit, he's got to look at everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bolo.
Yeah.
But he has learned that, when the food's out, you got to eat it.
Right.
Or I'm going to pick it up and have to wait. So he has learned to kind of focus a little bit more
right
on the eating end of things, but so I know that even if your dog is that way, the grazing type.
Well, I do know some people who purchased one of the Primo Corso Kennels puppies.
Yep.
And they actually have a Rubbermaid container sitting in their front, where they come in from outside.
Yeah.
And they just buy a bag of dog food and dump it in there and let him eat. And he looks great.
Yeah.
He's not overweight. I see him. I don't go visit him, but I do see him at a distance. He looks really good. He's, healthy. They have just that one dog, at least the last time I knew. And they have children around, so The dog doesn't seem food aggressive. He's not overweight. So he looks really great. So for them, and they do farming. I think she works outside the home.
Yep.
Grandma's around sometimes. And with their busy life, it works.
Right. So I always feel like free feeding, again, is asking for problems because, I mean, it takes one bad look, I'm telling you, to just ruin it forever.
Well, I think, when I say you have to look at different options when you're making decisions for your pets or your life, I mean, people with multiple dogs or pets in a home sometimes have to think a little bit differently than someone that has one dog, one cat. Because the animals communicate in a way that we don't really always notice.
Yes.
And one drawback, I'm kind of hesitating to talk because I feel it's going to cross over into my part.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about a little before, and it's like, oh, well, that's So.
So there's the give and take. But when you have multiple dogs, I do see, sorry to say it, I see reels.
Yeah.
Where people are showing off that they can feed 10 Rottweilers at one time.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yes.
That is a risk I'm not willing to take.
Yeah.
Because the repercussions could be severe, and that's not where I'm going to go with it.
Yes.
Now, I do have multiple dogs, so I feed each one individually.
Right.
And they don't have any risk of that negative eye contact or trying to bully each other or being possessive. They can be resource aggressive. Different dogs are. Some just really don't care. Right. But so, see, I didn't want to do this because this goes into the scheduled feed.
Yeah.
But if you have to look at your situation, and when we talk about preventative, you have to think ahead and see the potential for a problem.
Yeah.
And is that something you're willing to risk?
Right. These issues could come about if we do it this way. These could be the issues if we do it this way. Things like that. And again, there are dogs that do benefit from that, even if it is a multiple dog situation. Free feeding can be okay.
Well, my children,
yes,
were young, I did free feed.
Yep.
I had one of those gravity feeders that you fill up the big thing and then it just comes out. And, I raised you 4 kids alone. So for me, it was absolutely the convenience. I mean, all of you were involved in after school activities.
Yep.
I worked more than full time. We just were always going to see grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma and grandpa. I mean, we just did not have time for the scheduled feedings.
Yeah.
And we weren't always there at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So for us at that time, and we had Ivan and Caliban and Amy, the little chubby beagle.
Yep.
And so we've always had multiple animals, but I think the dogs that we had back then were really, I was 100% confident that there would not be a conflict.
There's a couple other benefits or dogs that can benefit from free feeding. Picky eaters. If a dog is a picky eater, which I feel like they're more talking about food motivated than picky, because if they're picky, you just got to find the right food and they'll eat it. But food driven, if you leave it down and they're not that worried about food, they can eat when they're hungry, things like that. Active dogs, I thought that was a kind of a good idea. I mean, again, I would still, because I'm a multiple dog person, but that way, if they happen to be more active on a day and burning more calories, they can eat more on those days when when they're feeling like they need it.
They need the fuel to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't have those. So...
If you're joining us for the first time, Tori's dogs are all couch potatoes.
That's the way I like it. Okay. And then which I'm not sure about this. This could be anxious dogs may benefit from free feeding. They may feel less stressed if food is available. Which I also think if there's, are they going to be stress eaters then? I don't.
Yeah, it's funny. Karma does not like being watched eat.
Oh, you were telling me that, yeah.
Yep, you get the food ready, and, I feed my dogs in a room, alone, with no other dogs. So you have to leave the room while she eats.
Yeah.
And I know a couple times when I was at work and you were taking care of dogs, you'd say, "Oh, Karma's not eating very good." And I said, "Were you standing in there with her?" And yeah, you were. So
yeah,
she likes to be left alone to eat. I'm not too sure why that would be, but
because the rest of them kind of like company.
Yeah, and that's
because that's you're with them, so they, and my dogs, they don't care. They eat in the kitchen and one at a time, so they're like, whatever. They did have one. Now, I don't agree with this one. I wrote it down, and I wrote my own note that said, "Yeah, right," in different color. So, they're saying one of the benefits may be less food guarding or food aggression. Yeah, right.
I think that is more contingent on the dog's personality.
That would depend on the specific dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because...
And that's my opinion.
And, right, my opinion is, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But, their idea of it is, they're less likely to fight and be aggressive about it if they're not worried about when it's going to be there.
Yeah.
I get that. I see what they're saying. But...
Well, I think, I've noticed sometimes I don't get to leave work when I want to. So things run a little bit late on our meal time for dogs. And I have seen primarily Bolo and Gabby get extremely restless and anxious when they're hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like, "Hey, we gotta eat. Hey, we gotta eat. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?"
Yep. Calm down.
So I know that, being hungry can, I think, and again, my opinion, I think it creates a little bit of anxiousness, a little bit of nervousness. So I get what they're thinking with that.
Right.
But I think there are dogs that regardless of how much food they have, that they're just going to be resource aggressive, food aggressive type thing. So I don't think, and that's why you got to look at all the situations and scenarios when you're making these decisions.
Well, and this is just kind of a random fact kind of on the topic. I know a chick who had gotten a rescue dog from the Humane Society in the area, and from what she knows about the situation, the dog was kind of just kept in the garage, and it sounded like it was not like abusive necessarily, but they didn't really worry about him too much. But she absolutely could not leave food down without it being like measured out, kind of, because he would just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and then throw all of it up. And
well, that sounds like an issue more of not leaving the food down, but they have types of dishes that slow down.
Oh, yep.
The eating so that dogs don't gobble food. The people who that I was just talking about that put the bag of dog food in the Rubbermaid container.
Yeah.
When that dog was a puppy. they were concerned because he would just gobble his food up and then throw up. And they didn't really know how much he was actually getting to eat. And I did suggest one of those slow feeders. That I don't know if is like something that is really related to whether you leave food down or, you know, have scheduled feeding, but more the dog is urgently eating for either they're in a hurry.
Right.
Or maybe they are worried about not getting food.
Well, and that made me wonder, and with rescues, you just never really know because
you don't.
People lie.
Yeah, they do.
Honestly.
All the time.
So, in my mind, I'm thinking, did they feed him well enough? I mean, he looked okay when she got him. Like, I did meet the dog shortly after she had gotten him, and he looked healthy. You know, a good weight.
If he was at the Humane Society for any amount of time, I'm sure they were able to, you know, get him up to date on things and make sure he was healthy.
And that's the thing, you know, so, you know, when you saw him initially, I mean, he looked good, but you don't know. So that kind of popped into my mind, but you just don't know. So she did end up, you know, just feeding him a couple times a day.
Yeah.
And that worked out, but...
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
What works for you.
Yep. So that was, you know, kind of a weird situation. I was like, I don't know. You know, but that's, you know, one of the drawbacks of free feeding is it's difficult to monitor. Like you were saying, you know, if the dog is eating enough or eating too much or whatever the case, you're just not, you know, you might know if your dog's getting fat.
Yeah.
That might be an indication, but you should know before that how, I mean.
Yeah.
So, and then if you have multiple dogs and you're doing free feeding, you know, is each individual dog getting what they need or not? It's kind of hard to keep track of that too.
Yeah.
And then, you know, free feeding rodents and insects. They're going to get it.
Ants and flies in the summer. Mice, probably year-round. Probably worse in the winter, I'd say.
Squirrels, maybe?
Squirrel. Oh.
I don't know.
I think I have a squirrel eating my chicken food. Yep.
Oh.
Not good.
Stinking squirrel.
Yeah, so.
We need to get some
those are, that's, you know, it's really kind of the same thing that I found, but kind of
backwards a little. Yeah.
But one thing I did find is they had a recommended feeding schedule.
Okay.
And, you know, with people that work outside their home, it's really tough to say, you know, I'm going to feed them at this, and this time.
Yeah.
So you're always going to kind of have to, you know, work it around your schedule. If you have a husband, wife, a partner, whatever the kids, children, you might have to recruit some help in making the schedule work.
Yeah.
But they do recommend that from 8 to 12 weeks they get fed 4 times a day, which that does seem correct to me. And the times they gave were 8, noon, 4, and 8.
Okay.
And the noon one would be really difficult to do. I know some people ask me about feeding puppies, how many times a day. And if they get 3 decent feedings, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Then, of course, this makes me look stupid because they say between 3 and 6 months, they should eat 3 times a day.
Oh, well.
So, you know, I guess if you can do that and still keep, you know, let's not quit our jobs to stay home and feed a puppy.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta do that. We gotta work.
You still gotta pay for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, they say 3 times a day, and they say 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m.
Okay.
And 6 months and up, 2 times a day, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Now, I have a little problem with that because, you know, when you're talking about puppies, if you're feeding them at 8 o'clock at night, you definitely want to make sure that they are done eating so that they can poop it back out, pee, all that before you go to bed for the night, or you're going to be up during the night pottying puppies.
Yes.
Or waking up to a big mess.
Yeah, which they can wake you up from the smell.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah. But, I mean, that's something also that is a benefit to scheduled feeding, is that you can set the feeding times around your awake time and your sleep time.
Yeah.
So that they are a little bit more successful with their potty training.
Yes. Well, and, I think we've mentioned this before, but you have pretty much potty trained majority of my dogs. But I have potty trained a couple of, but I made the mistake of feeding them too late.
Right.
And then you do have a huge mess. And on top of a mess, you've got a puppy running around covered in poop.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that's disgusting, leaving them sit in their own poop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not healthy. It's not clean. And you're teaching them a bad behavior too. You're teaching them it's okay to do that. Mm-hmm. So you want to set them up for success. I actually do not like to feed my dogs after 6 p.m.
Yep.
To me, that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
So, and that's just me. Mm-hmm. But if they're done with their food by 6 p.m. and done with their water by 8 p.m., you should be able to get that all out of their system, the majority of it, before you go to bed and they go to bed.
Yes.
And it's better sleeping for you and the puppy. And, I am talking about puppies, although if you do crate your dog during the night, also you don't want them getting into bad habits of pooping in their kennels either, because that's gross, really.
And then you got a big dog with poop all over them.
Right. If you have a remote career, that's perfect, because you can, set up your 8, noon, 4, and 8 o'clock and meet all those needs. But
yeah,
I think anytime you buy a puppy, you just have to be ready to, do the extra to make sure it does well.
Yes.
But some of the reasons that I choose to do scheduled feeding is it does help with weight control.
Yes.
And, everything I read on the internet started off with weight control. Mm-hmm. And that is a true thing, but there are many, many other reasons that I feel, and these are reasons that I do the scheduled feeding with multiple dogs. If I had one, it'd be a little bit different.
Right.
But again, it's like you were saying, you can better judge their appetite.
Yes.
Are they eating good? Are they having a problem with it? Maybe they don't like the food. Mm-hmm.
Are they? Yeah. Did you say, are they feeling well?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, if you're assessing their health and you have no reason to believe that they're sick, and suddenly their appetite takes a dip, I mean, that's a red flag.
It is.
Well, that's one of the first things a vet will ask you if you're going with some unknown situation is, how are they eating?
Yeah.
Are they going to the bathroom? That sort of thing. And then, of course, the potty training is a big one for me, because I feel strongly about cutting off the food at 6 p.m. and water at 8. Mm-hmm. And, what I do is at 8 o'clock, I give them just enough water to wet their whistle and then take it away. Not a big drink, just enough to quench their thirst, and then it's gone till morning.
Yep.
It does also get your dog into a healthy routine. Dogs are kind of creatures of habit.
Yes.
Well, many animals are.
Even people.
Yes. So it just gets them into a healthy routine as far as, when it's time to, when it's bedtime, my dogs will sit at the bottom of the stairs because they know, hey, it's time to go to bed.
Right. Yeah.
So they do understand, maybe not, hey, it's 8 o'clock. But they do understand it's getting dark, so it's time for bed. And when you have multiple animals, like many households are getting to the point where they have more than one animal.
Yeah.
It does help control tension, any fights that could break out between them. It just is easier to keep anything like that from happening, then you know that, if you're just setting it down, 2 bowls, there they are, they're eating, which I see that all the time on the internet. People do that. Okay. And that's great. But, once tension starts over food, it's very difficult to stop. So instead of putting that, out there and saying, they can eat together, I mean, I don't want to have that problem and be something that is so hard to correct that, I either can't do it, which I haven't had that happen yet, but I mean, why put yourself in a position to have to work that hard when all you have to do is separate them? It's just easier to avoid the tension and the, any kind of food aggression or resource aggression. Another thing that is oftentimes overlooked is it is an opportunity to train your dog.
Yeah, you have said that several times to me.
You can have them sit in their kennel and wait when you put the food down. You can have them sit, lay, whatever you want. You can do all of it, however you want to do it. But it is an opportunity to work with them on some training.
Yeah.
And it's always better to train one dog at a time, especially if they're a younger dog. There's no confusion. When you start getting into working with more than one dog at a time, that has to be when they are trained to a point where they're pretty confident and understand what you're wanting.
Yeah.
Now, for me personally, and maybe other people don't look at it this way, but it's my bonding time with my dog.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I get their food ready because I mix raw eggs in their dog food.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to, I get their food ready and I go in the living room with their dish of food and I bring one dog in at a time and I feed them and it's my time with them.
Yeah.
And I have, we talked about Karma liking to eat alone.
Yeah.
Gabby does not like to be alone when she eats.
Yeah. Yeah.
She likes to have someone in there with her, which you've called me and said, hey, Gabby won't eat. And I'll say, are you in the living room with her? And you'll say, oh, no, I was out with the other dogs. Well, she won't eat.
Yeah. So I had to go back in there.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because that is the difference in the personalities. Karma wants to be left alone to eat and she is not food aggressive.
No, not at all.
You can put your hand right in there and she doesn't care.
Yep.
But Gabby, on the other hand, she prefers to have some company while she's eating.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just individual, time with them. And I always think about when you do have more than one dog that it's so hard to get one-on-one time with a dog.
Yeah.
That it's just an opportunity for that for me.
Right. Well, and my dogs are, like I said, they don't care. They just, if food's there, they'll eat it. So, and I have a few less because I am in town.
Yeah.
So, I handle things a little bit differently in my place,
but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm, at the start, I said, you have to look at your situation and what is or is not going to work for you.
Right.
So we're not judging you, saying, hey, you should never free feed.
No.
We're just giving you information on, the what's what of either option.
Right.
And then you make your choice.
And that's, if I tried feeding my dogs in the living room with me, they'd be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're out here? You want me to eat this? Like,
yep.
They would have no idea.
Yeah.
So,
and also on top of the critters that can get into the food, I don't know how other people's dogs are, but my dogs will flip a dish.
Oh, yeah.
Zeus is... I don't even know what to do with that guy. He is constantly, every time you get he jumps. He's like spring loaded. I've said it in other episodes. He just like boing, boing, all 4 feet, just up in the air. And he will come down on a dish of food.
Yeah.
And it goes everywhere. And dog food is too expensive to waste.
It really is. And, that just invites those critters and insects into your home.
Mm-hmm. So, more. I mean, yeah, so you got dog food flying everywhere. You got to clean that up. You're finding it in couch cushions, under a rug, who knows where.
Yeah, it's wasteful.
It is, and actually that is another reason for me.
Yeah.
Is dog food is just too expensive to be wasted.
It is.
I can't afford to just sweep it up and throw it away. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing scheduled feedings, then, you put down what they're going to eat. And I do measure my food out too.
Yeah.
So I know how much all my dogs eat, and, they get 3 eggs on their food. Sometimes I feel a little bit soft when it comes to Yazzie, and I give him 4 eggs.
He's a big guy, though. Let's say that, though.
Yeah. But he, you don't want food getting flipped all over. And Zeus is, no. I was actually trying to think of some type of dish that I could feed him in that he couldn't flip. And outside of making cement ones,
I was going to say.
I really don't know. And even that, the food would probably go flying.
He honestly probably, and he's a pretty strong dog, so I could see him finding a way.
Yeah, Zeus is a powerhouse.
He is.
This is kind of, I don't really have this, but too, if you have a dog that's diabetic, has allergies, a weight issue, if they're on a special diet of any sort, it's also a way to make sure in a multiple dog family, if you're giving that dog his food, his special food, he is getting it.
Right. Well,
and he's not getting into something he shouldn't eat.
Exactly. Well, and probably because, I'm cheap. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But
you are.
I am. It's a fact. That food's probably expensive. Mm-hmm. So are you wanting all the dogs to eat that real expensive stuff?
Right. Most of the special needs foods or special dietary needs foods are higher prices.
Right.
So, you just want to make sure that they're getting what keeps them healthy. Mm-hmm. It's not going to waste to a dog that doesn't really need that.
Yeah.
Not that it's wasteful to feed them, but if they don't need it, then it's kind of unnecessary expense.
Right.
So, and then also if they do have allergies or a diabetic issue, you don't want them eating something that's going to set off their health issue.
Yeah.
So it's, that's another really good reason for making sure they have their separate meal times. One thing that I read is that somebody was saying that they can't get their dog to eat at scheduled meal times. And, I feel like if I have a dog that one day doesn't eat well, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
2 days, I might start wondering.
Right.
3 days, then I'm going to worry.
Yeah.
But if it's seems as though they're healthy, no issues, they just don't really want to eat, you have to ask yourself this. And this was the answer to this person.
Okay.
No more snacks during the day.
Oh, makes sense.
In between meal snacks can make them not want to eat their scheduled meals.
Yep, too much of the good stuff.
Yeah, so that's like us sitting around eating chocolates all day and then not being hungry for supper.
Yeah.
And don't think that hasn't happened to me.
Well, just the other day, I'm gonna admit it. I let my kid have 2 ice creams. They're like cones with chocolate on them. And then I was like, well, what should we do for dinner? And he's like, I'm not real hungry. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then it hit me. I just let him eat junk for dinner pretty much.
Yeah.
So he did end up eating some decent dinner, but wasn't that much.
A little bit later.
Yeah. It was.
Well, I think if you're, there is a training method, and I watched this whole series of videos on training your dog, and the way they did the reward treats was to take the food that you feed your dog for the day and put it in your your pouch
Mm-hmm.
and you use that food as their reward.
Oh.
And I had, not that I mean, it appeared to work fine.
Yeah.
But I personally would have a problem with that for a few reasons.
Yeah.
One, I would be angry if I ordered lasagna and I couldn't sit down and eat it.
Yeah.
And they said, you can have one bite every time you do something good. And you know what? I don't do that much good stuff, so I'd never get it.
Same. Same.
Yeah. And then also that just seems like a really high maintenance, because that's what sustains them. That's their food, their nutrition. And it just feels like that shouldn't be a reward. That should be, that's their food. They need that. And just giving it to them in tiny amounts all day long, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Well, and here's my question about that.
Okay.
Are they ever actually full? I mean, that's what strikes me about the whole thing is, okay, I get what they're saying. I mean, I don't agree with it necessarily, but I see what they're trying to do. But how satisfied do you think any dog would feel? Like feeling full ever? Do they? I feel like that would.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed kind of. I don't think that would be something I would choose to do.
No.
It looked like the dogs were well trained. They looked healthy. They didn't look sickly or anything. But I don't know. That wouldn't be really a method I think I would choose because, well, and also I put raw eggs on their food, so that'd be a mess.
Well, that'd be real tricky. We'll have to freeze them into pea size.
So with anything you do on your dogs, just make sure, if you have problems or issues, consult your vet or any kind of trainers that you might have available to you in your area. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot here, so we always just research.
Yes.
Research. We do have a vet we can consult with. Not a lot of trainers. So
not really.
Yeah, just make sure to do your research when you're making any changes in anything related to your dog.
Yes, always.
Before we go, we are going to make a Primo Corso Kennels announcement.
Yeah, we are.
I would say I am 90% sure that our little lady Karma is going to have a litter of puppies.
Yeah.
She was bred, as I've said, the last days of December.
Yes.
And she will be due March 4th.
Yes.
And just around the corner here.
So close.
We're super excited about that. Karma is a brindle with amber eyes. She's got a dynamite personality.
Sweetest dog.
Sweet, affectionate, full of energy, she would love to cuddle with you. I come home from work and she greets me every single time. She is just amazing. This will be her first litter.
Yes. Super excited.
We paired her with Zeus.
It's going to be a fun litter. Let me just say that.
Yeah, he's our fawn male from the south.
Yes.
And he is amazing himself. He is very affectionate, but he is known for his zoomies.
Oh, man, that guy goes.
He runs and runs. He's just got a lot of energy. He's very affectionate. And he is, I should have said, actually, that Karma is ICCF registered.
Yep.
And Zeus is dual registered, ICCF and AKC. So the puppies would be ICCF registrable.
Yes.
And we're really excited to see how they turn out. It seems like Zeus puts a little bit of zip in his puppies.
He really does. They're ridiculous.
They are silly pups.
In the best way.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yep, they are wonderful. But we're actually, and I should also say, we aren't saying this is a full confirmation. She's getting her ultrasound on Monday.
Yes. I was going to say tomorrow. It's Sunday tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's on Monday. And we'll get that done, and we will have 100% confirmation.
Yep.
But if those aren't babies I'm feeling moving around in there, we need to get her into the doctor anyhow, because something is moving around.
There is something in there. Yeah.
So we wanted to announce that, and we will keep you updated on that. And you can actually check out the Primo Corso Kennels Facebook page.
Or if you want to, you can also email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com if you have any questions or comments also.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit that follow button, guys. Do it.
And we do want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you will be here for our next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.